Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to EEEE lab number 4. Today we are going to discuss the Thevenin's and Norton's theorem. So basically the aim of this experiment is to verify the Thevenin's theorem for the circuit. So basically this is my network consisting of two DC sources V1 and V2 of 6 volts and 3 volts respectively. We have two resistors connected in the network, that is R1 is 6 kilo ohm, R2 is 2 kilo ohm, and between point A and B we have connected a load resistor RL. This is of 3 kilo ohm resistance. Okay, so what we need to find is we need to determine the load current and the load voltage across the 3 kilo ohm resistor connected between the terminal A and B using Thevenin's theorem. Okay, so basically we need to find the current IL flowing to the resistor RL, and we to also find the voltage drop across this RL, that is VL. So we need to find the load current and the load voltage. So first of all, what we will do is we will simulate this circuit in Proteus and see directly what's the value of IL and VL. Okay, so for you open up the Proteus. So this is my demonstration version, Proteus 8. So click on the new file, new project. So it will take some time to load up. Okay, so I think it will take around 20 seconds. So we need to first find directly the value of VL and IL with the help of Proteus, and then we'll verify those results with the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, so whenever the new project comes, you can keep the by default name and keep the setting as it is. Click on next. Again, you can click on next and next. So whenever you click on finish, you will get a workspace which will look something like this. Okay, a blue rectangle will come. So this is your workspace. Within this, you need to operate. Okay, now we wish to, make the circuit as follows. Let me just adjust this. Okay, let me just adjust the width of this video, of this PDF. Okay, so I think it is visible now, and we are, let me adjust this. Okay, I think I have to reduce it to 20. So what we are going to do is right now a simple task. We are not diving into Thevenin's theorem. What we are doing is we will build this circuit in Proteus. Okay, so for that, go to this, pick devices. So from here we need to type register RES. So here you can select 0.6 metal film, and we have to click on metal film register, and here we can select the first value from here. Okay, so from your first value. Okay, it's taking some time, not a problem. And whenever you get the selection, you click on OK. So I think we have to wait for 5 seconds. It's actually not responding. Okay, so basically we are selecting a 0.6 watts metal film resistor, and here by default value is around. Okay, I guess the Proteus has stopped again. Not a worry, we will start it again. So in the meantime, what we are trying to do is, okay, I guess let me restart it quickly. So if you're using for the first time the Proteus, you need to follow the steps. That's why I'm repeating the steps again. It will start up in 10 seconds. Yeah, so you click on next, and finally click on finish. Yeah, so you will get this schematic capture, and this will be your working space for that. Okay, now let me thoroughly start. Let me again tell you that you need to go to pick devices, and from here you just type register. and you can select this subcategory 0.6 metal fill. Okay. Yeah, and from here you can select first one, 100 kilo ohms, and you click on OK. Okay, so this has come. Now again go to pick devices, type your source. So from here you can select subcategory, you can select sources, double click on it, and you select this DC voltage source. Okay, and click on OK. So actually we require only these two components. Now in order to place a voltage source, we click on the voltage source, we tap it once, and we tap it within the screen like this. We double click it so that it will appear on here, and we can expand this also a little bit. Yeah. So this green color thing is coming. This is a workspace actually. Okay. So we have added this one voltage source. Similarly, we'll add one more voltage source, and we can drag it up or down wherever we want. Yeah. So now two voltage sources are added. Now is the time to add the resistors. So I just click on the resistor and double click over here. It will place the resistor over here like this. Similarly, the other resistor and the third resistor over here. Let me place it over here, like let's say. Okay, now we want the orientation to be a little bit vertical. So right click over here, click on rotate anti-clockwise. So see, this is in the vertical direction now. Now we join them with the wire. So as you can see, whenever you bring the mouse pointer near it, automatically the wire will come up. So you need to tap it like this once, and again you can complete the circuit schematic like this. Okay, and from here to here. Oh, okay. I need to place it over here. Yeah. So my circuit schematic is complete and it's looking exactly the same, except that a ground terminal is also required. So I'll right click onto the window and place, go to place, terminals, and here you select the ground. Okay. So this ground like symbol will come, you place it onto your schematic. And I place it like this. Okay. So now I want to change the this voltage source value to around 6 volts. So I'll double click over here. Kindly mute your microphones. 3 volts, and the value of resistor R1 is around 6 kilo ohm, and R2 is around 2 kilo ohm, and here RL is let me just check. By mistake, someone has turned on the microphone. Vihan, please turn off your microphone. I have requested earlier. Okay, let us get back to the circuit. Not a problem. Now this R1 is 6 kilo ohm, R2 is 2 kilo ohm, V2 is 3 volts, and V1 is 6 volt. And the resistor, this is let me rename it as RL. Okay, and if I want to change its value, double click on it. By default, it will be 100 over here. We can select it as 3 kilo ohm. And click. Fine. Now, if I want to measure, the current and the voltage, I can place a voltmeter and a DC ammeter. So to place a voltmeter, we will require some space. So I'll pull it a little down, like this. And to add a ammeter, a DC ammeter, I'll right click on the wire and delete the wire. Okay. Now to add a DC ammeter, I'll go to this. So this is my instruments. So from there, I'll select DC ammeter and place it over here like this. Okay, here I will rotate clockwise and I'll orient it like this, and I'll join this. Why? Because why I'm placing it in series? Because current will be measured in series if you place in a branch in series. So this is my DC ammeter. Similarly, I will add my DC voltmeter, and I can add the values over here. Okay, so I have added my ammeter and my voltmeter, and my circuit is also ready. Also, don't forget to add your name and your roll number. So you right click, go to place, go to text, and you add your name. I'm adding my name over here. Similarly, you will add your name and add your roll number. Okay, and you can make this as 0.2 inches. Okay, fine. So this name is added. You can drag it anywhere you want. So let me place it over here. Fine. So this is in this circuit. If I simulate now, it will directly give me the value of VL and IL. Let us check that. Okay. So it is not giving the value because we have, yeah, it is giving the value, but VL is coming out to be 2.5 volts. But you will see that the current IL is not coming properly. What could be the reason? One reason is just stop the simulation. So click on pause and then stop. Okay, and right click on this, go to edit properties. So here you select the display range was amperes. We have to select it as milliamperes and click on OK. And now if you run the simulation again, now you will get the value. So this is read to be 0.83 milliamperes and the voltage VL is 2.5 volts. Okay, so here you will say, sir, we are directly getting the value of VL and IL. Now this circuit is very simple. It is very simple to analyze. Now let's say your circuit contains 10 resistors and more than 4 voltage sources. Then what will you do? So for these type of situations, for these type of circuits, we have a Thevenin's theorem. Okay. So first, let me complete the Thevenin's theorem, circuit and explanation in the Proteus, and then I will come back to how we got it. So what you need to do is your first task is you need to take the print screen of this. So how to adjust this according to the screen and as per the screen. So what you do is go to edit, go to view, sorry, go to zoom to area, and you can select an area which you want to zoom. Yeah, and click on OK. Okay, and now take the print screen and the Microsoft Word document which I was talking about. You must have opened it also. Okay, so go to the Microsoft Word document and attach your print screen over there so that your time and the date also will be recorded like this. Okay, so this is my VL and IL coming directly. So you can write over here VL is equal to whatever the value you are getting. Okay, and IL is equal to in milliamperes. Okay, so this is how you will complete your first print screen assignment. Okay, now you all can do it a little later. Let me proceed ahead. I might have to complete it a little, you all just wait. I will be sharing the recordings of this meeting, and then you all can patiently, work with it. Now let me, zoom out a little. Yeah. So, and I will go to view, zoom to area. Okay. So I have my IL and VL value directly now. But what I want is I want to apply the Thevenin's theorem, and I will explain the procedure of Thevenin's theorem, and at the end when everything, all the results are matching, I'll be explaining all the Thevenin's theorem. Okay. So now let us proceed ahead. What we need to do is we need to measure, task number 1 is we need to measure open circuit voltage VTH across the load terminals A and B. Okay. So what do you mean by that? What we mean is we will remove this RL resistor and we'll just measure the voltage across the A and B terminals. Okay, directly. I will go to the theoretical steps a little later, but first we are doing it directly now. Okay, so for this step, what we need to do is, let me again view the screen. Yeah, so I'll first of all stop the simulation and remove this voltmeter, remove this ammeter, and remove this resistor also. And instead of everything, I will just add a voltmeter. So I'll again go to instruments and add a DC voltmeter over here, like this. And I'll connect it over here to here, and here I will also join. So this voltmeter will directly give me my VTH, that is Thevenin's equivalent voltage. Don't worry, I will be covering this VTH topic very soon. So first we are finishing it in Proteus, and then one by one we will check it in a theoretical manner. Okay. So right now this scenario, this circuit is for the Thevenin's equivalent VTH. So here I can add the label over there. This is Thevenin's equivalent voltage, or we can write Thevenin's theorem finding VTH. Okay, and I place it over here. I think it's already there. Okay, fine. So for finding VTH, what we need to do is, I've repeated the procedure. We'll remove the value of RL from here, from the circuit, and just place a DC voltmeter over here, and I simulate the circuit again. Okay, so here you see you're getting a direct value 3.75 volts. Okay, so you go maximize the screen, and view, you also zoom to area, so that only the visible part of the active part of the circuit will be visible. Click on this, take a print screen and attach it in your Google document. Okay, so this is your task number 1. So you can mention over here, this is your task 1, finding VTH. So you can also do it similarly, and here you can write down there VTH is equal to dash volts. Okay, whatever the value you are getting. So this is your task number 1 completed. Next is okay. So next task is to measure the Thevenin's equivalent resistance RTH. Now, what we need to do is, so to measure the Thevenin's equivalent resistance, what we need to do is we need to replace this voltage sources by a short circuit. Meaning we are deactivating the voltage sources, and we'll remove the resistor RL. Okay, and find the equivalent resistance across the terminal A and B. So what I mean is something like this. So you have sorted the inputs, the two voltage sources V1 and V2 are 0 now, and we have removed the resistor RL, and we are finding RTH, that is the equivalent Thevenin's equivalent resistance RTH. So that's what the step I've written over here. Replace all the voltage sources by a short circuit, and measure the RTH across the terminal A and B. Okay, I forgot to write here across, replace all the voltage sources with a short circuit, and this with a short circuit is term is not there, but it is actually doing that only, and we can measure the RTH across the terminals directly. So in LTSpice, how do we do? Sorry, in Proteus, how do we do this? Let me just reduce. Yeah. So let me go back over here in Proteus. So here our circuit was already running, which was showing you the value of, let me just place it. Yeah, this was showing you the value of VTH. Now for RTH, you close down the simulation. Right click and click on delete object. Okay. Now here we again go to the instruments, and here you will find ohm meter basically. Just wait a sec. Okay, not a problem. We have to make this as 0. So what do? Is we will delete this object. Oh, let me just wait. Instead of deleting it, we can make the value as 0. So this is around 0 volts, and this is around also 0 volts. Okay. Now we need to find the equivalent resistance across this A and B node. So actually I was searching for a ohm meter. Let me just check whether we can have it. No, there isn't a. Yeah, I think it's not possible to measure directly the resistance. but it's okay. And how do you measure resistance? If I add a temporary voltage source over here, correct? Now let me add a voltage source over here. So I'll go to components. I'll add a voltage source over here like this. And if I add a voltage source and find the current flowing through the voltage source, my voltage source divided by that current will give me my R, because V is equal to IR. So your resistance will be equal to V upon I. So if I add a test source of 1 volt over here like this, let's say, and I measure the current through this. Now to measure the current, I have to add a voltmeter, add a DC ammeter basically. So here is my DC ammeter. Like this I'll place, I rotate anti-clockwise and I join it now. Okay, so now right now my test source is 1 volt, and whatever the current will be, I divide voltage by the current, which will give me directly the value of VTH, RTH, right? Now I'll start with the simulation. Again, I have to adjust the range of the ammeter to milliamperes. So again, I go to edit properties and select the milliamperes and click on OK. And again, if I run the simulation, it will give me the value. So this value is coming out to be 0.67 milliamperes. So I'll divide 1 divided by 0.67 milliamperes, which will give me the value of the resistance as, it is actually 1.6777. Actually, it is showing only 2 digits. So if you take it as, it's actually 0.66667. So if you divide that properly, you will get it as 1.499. You can test it out. You can divide 1 divided by 0.036 and 17. So 0.6667 milliamperes. You will get around 1.4999 kilo ohms. Okay. So over here, I can go back to, I can take the print screen of this now. Again, go to view, zoom to area. Okay, right now I am finding now here also I have to change this as, let me just stop the simulation. So we are again into Thevenin's theorem, but we are finding over here RTH. So what did we do? We added a test source of 1 volt and we measured the current through the test source. And what will be RTH? RTH will be this 1 volt divided by the current, which I was showing over here. And I'll click on play. The current is coming. Okay, so I'll take in the print screen. I'll again go back to my Microsoft Word document and paste it. This is my task number 2, finding RTH, Thevenin's equivalent voltage. Okay, so this is my second task of finding RTH. So how will you find RTH over here? Let me just, yeah, what was the method to find RTH? RTH was, we added a 1 volt source, 1 volt divided by 0.6667 milliamperes. So that will be, something in kilo ohms. This is the way you find out RTH. Okay. Now next is, once we have the value of RTH and VTH, we draw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay, so this complex looking circuit, whatever we have over here, which has 2 sources, V1, V2, R1, R2 and RL, is just reduced to 2 things, RTH and VTH. Okay, across the A and B terminal, and we are connecting back a RL now. Fine. So we'll make this circuit and we'll find the value of IL and VL across this register. So let us do that. Now I have to, I think, open a new project again. I'll click on no and I will go to new project again. Okay, so I'll quickly add the resistors and the voltage source. So here I have to make this circuit again. So this is my Thevenin's equivalent. So this, if it is a Thevenin's equivalent, it should give me the same value of RTH and the IL, the IL and VL as previous circuit. So over here we'll quickly, it will be a revision for adding the, so you can select 0.6 watt metal film resistor and 100K, click on OK. And again you select a source. So sources, you can select this DC voltage source. Okay, so here I'll place this DC voltage source. I have to expand it a little. Yeah, and add this RTH. So this is my RTH and my RL. RL I'll rotate anti-clockwise. Okay, so in this simple circuit, I need to measure my value of, IL and VL. Okay, so I have to join this circuit first. Okay, so my circuit is ready now. Almost the ground is missing, so I can add the ground. Okay, so here is my ground. I'll connect this also. Now I have to measure the current IL and the voltage across this resistor RL. So how do I do it? I think I need to delete this wire and add a DC ammeter. So here is my DC ammeter. I'll again rotate anti-clockwise. Oh, sorry, clockwise I have to rotate. Okay, and I connect it back because the current will always be measured in the series. That's why I've inserted it just in series. So this is my RL actually. I can name it as RL and its value is 3 kilo ohms. Fine, and this is my RTH. So I can call it as RTH. And its value is around 1.5 kilo. It came out to be 1.5 kilo ohm close to. And this will be your VTH. VTH value came out to be how much? 3.75. So I can give over here 3.75 volts. Okay, so I have to also place a voltmeter because I want to measure VL also. So I can go to this DC voltmeter and I can place it outside like this. Okay, and now I'll do the connections and then I'll simulate this. Okay, so now my circuit is ready. Only thing is that I can add the labeling, the naming and all little later. First let us verify the values. Okay, so the VL value came out to be same 2.5, but this IL range has to be changed. So I'll stop the simulation. Again change the value of this, sorry, I'll stop it now. Yeah, so right click over here, go to edit properties and change the display range to milliamperes and click on OK. Fine, so here is my VTH, RTH, this is measuring my IL, this is measuring my VL and my RL value is around 3 kilo ohms and click on OK, click run on simulation. So as you can see, you are getting the same 0.83 milliamperes current. Actually, it's 0.8333 milliamperes, and here the value of VL is 2.5 volts. Let me stop the simulation and add the labeling part, which is also very important because you should know what are you actually doing. So this is Thevenin's theorem. We are Thevenin's equivalent circuit actually. Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay, and I'll make already this point. Yeah, this is Thevenin's equivalent circuit, and I can maximize this because I have to take the print screen, go to view, zoom to area. I select the area so that area is zoomed out. Yeah, so you can see now if I can play the simulation again, I'm getting my entire circuit is reduced to this single voltage source, a single resistance, and I get back I can put that load resistor back 3 kilo ohms. So you see the value of the IL was 0.83 earlier also, and now also it is the same. And here the value of VL is around 2.5 volts. I can take the print screen of this and I can go back to our Microsoft Word document and I attach it over here. Okay, so here this is my task number 3. Task number 3 is the Thevenin's equivalent, okay, equivalent circuit. Fine. So from the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, again I'll find the values of IL. So here I can find the value of IL. It's very obvious. You can write it down. And VL. VL will be in volts. So if you see carefully, the same value, initially we just calculated the IL and VL directly in the entire circuit. Now this IL and VL was, if you see carefully, let me just expand this. Okay, this is a little bit troubling. Okay, where is the main circuit? Yeah, this was a main circuit which we started with. So here if you see directly IL and VL were coming as 0.83 milliamperes and VL was 2.5 volts. And after Thevenin's equivalent circuit, after you draw the Thevenin's equivalent, here also we are getting the same. That means when you apply a Thevenin's theorem, the results are remaining the same, but the circuit complexity has reduced to only a single resistor RTH and VTH and a load resistor. So just 3 components are there. And we can do this, apply this Thevenin's theorem for any circuit. So we got the value of IL as 0.83 milliamperes and got the value of VL as 2.5 volts. Okay. Now let us try to understand that in the theory part. How did we got according to the Thevenin's theorem? Okay, everyone able to follow? Some of you can unmute and speak. Did you follow the Proteus simulation?
Yes.
Okay, now let me explain this theoretically. So we need to apply the Thevenin's theorem for this circuit. So, and we need to determine the IL and VL over here. Okay, so task number 1 is we need to find the open circuit voltage VTH across the load terminals A and B. So what we need to do is whenever we need to find the open circuit voltage, we need to remove the value of RL. So we remove the value of RL and find the value of V, the voltage across A and B terminals. So task number 1 is to measure the open circuit voltage VTH. So for VTH, we have removed the value of RL and we are measuring the value of VTH over here. So you must have studied the nodal analysis. So with the nodal analysis, with node number A, we can write VA minus 6 divided by 6 kilo ohms plus VA minus 3 divided by 2 kilo ohms equal to 0. Everyone is familiar with the nodal analysis, right? And here we can, this is 6 kilo ohm. And if we want to make this also 6, we multiply by 3. So here we have 3 VA minus 9 upon 6. Now the denominators are same, we can add the numerators together. So VA minus 6 plus 3 VA minus 9 equal to 0. So my 4 VA will be equal to 15. So my VA came out to be 3.75. You remember VTH was also coming out to be in Proteus 3.75. So this is how I determine my open circuit Thevenin's equivalent voltage VTH 3.75. So you can work out in a calculator, you will get this value 3.75 volts. So that completes task number 1 theoretically. Its value is coming out to be 3.75, and I think in Proteus also it was coming out to be 3.75. Let us check that. Yeah, for when we find out the VTH, it was coming out to be 3.75. So we are correct. Now to measure the Thevenin's equivalent resistance, what I will do is, in the main circuit, I'll deactivate voltage sources V1 and V2. How do I deactivate them? I'll just make the voltage equal to 0, or I can say in other terms, you short circuit V1 and V2, so that its voltage across it is 0. And also we need to remove the value of RL and measure the the resistance between the terminal A and B. Okay, so here exactly that is what we are doing over here. V1 and V2 we have short circuited, and we have removed the RL value, and we are just finding the equivalent resistance across the A and B terminal, that is RTH. So if you see carefully, the RTH will be from the circuit. So here we have to replace the voltage sources with a short circuit. So the statement with the short circuit is not written over here. Please consider that. And if you see carefully, what will be RTH? RTH will be R1 parallel to R2. right? So RTH R1 parallel to R2, that is 6 kilo ohm parallel to 2 kilo ohm. That will be 6 kilo ohm into 2 kilo ohm divided by 6 plus 2 kilo ohm. If you work it out in a calculator, you will get a value of 1.5 kilo ohms. And if we check that in the Proteus, which we have taken the print screen, we also have 1 volt divided by 0.666 milliampere. That was also 1.4999. So that is almost equal to 1.5 kilo ohms only. Okay, so our theoretical and the practical values are matching perfectly. And now we go back to the third task. Now once we have completed from task number 1 VTH and from task number 2 RTH, we need to put this back, I mean the VTH and RTH. Okay, we need to put as a voltage source VTH, and in series we add RTH value. This is a Thevenin's equivalent circuit, and we have applied across the terminal A and B. So you can put back the resistor now RL, load resistor RL over here. So this completes my Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay, so between across A and B, I'll add a resistor RL of 3 kilo ohms. And now in this circuit, I can measure IL and VL. So from the circuit, how do I measure VL? IL. IL will be VTH divided by RTH upon RL. Because it's a series network, the resistance will add up. So the current will be voltage upon resistance. So here in this case, it will be VTH divided by RTH plus RL. So VTH and RTH we have evaluated, and RL we know. So if you work out in a calculator, you will get IL as 0.833 milliamperes. That will be a load current, correct? And actually, did we get 0.833? Yeah, we got 0.83 actually. This ammeter, DC ammeter will show only up till two digits. So we are actually indeed getting 0.833 milliamperes. And in the next part, VL will be, how will you calculate VL? VL will be IL into RL, correct? So IL we found out to be 0.833 milliamperes, and RL was 3 kilo ohms. Okay, that's how we get the value of VL as 2.5 volts. So that will be our load voltage VL. Okay, so this is how we calculate the load voltage and load current. That will be 2.5 and 0.833 milliamperes. So here also we got 2.5 and 0.833 milliamperes. Okay, so that's how we calculate, I mean we reduce the circuit, a complex circuit like this, into a Thevenin's equivalent circuit in task number 3. Yeah, like this. And the results what we got are same. Okay, so any doubt anyone? And yeah, you can prepare a observation table and now note down the theoretical value and the simulated value. Actually, the Norton's theorem is left out. I mean, no, not a problem. If you ignore this value of ISC, rest all the values are matching. So VTH, RTH theoretical values we got it as 3.75 volts, RTH as 1.5 kilo ohms, IL we got it as 0.833 milliamperes, and VL we got it as 2.5. Okay, any doubts over here? Anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so I think y'all can start and proceed with this. I will share this OneNote PDF with y'all, and y'all can start building this circuit in the Proteus and attach the print screens. Okay, and I will stop the recording now. And in the next half, I will show you the Norton's theorem. So first you complete this part.